Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 22 and it is time to continue our 2009 season with Marco Melandri. It's time for round 2, it's time for the twin ring of Motegi. So here we are then guys and gals, in pole position using Marco Melandri. We're here in Motegi and away we go. Now if you missed the first episode, which was around a couple of weeks ago, we are only going to be using power setting 1 to keep things interesting and to keep things close against the 120% difficulty AI. A bit strong coming out to the right-hander there for the first corner, but that has cost us quite a lot upon the entry now for the left-hand side. Look at us taking up not 1, not 2, but 3 riders into the apex of turn 3. We're now up into top 2 positions. Casey Stoner takes the lead on board the factory Ducati, and here is Marco Melandri on board the Kawasaki in his lone season in 2009. Back across into the right-hand side now for turn 5. Stoner is somewhat getting away, but early stages of this race yet. 6 laps of the Twin Ring Motegi GP. Still lots in it, and still lots to play for. Now, of course, if you're not familiar with this championship, I'm doing this season as a last enjoyable part of MotoGP 22 before the 23rd instalment arrives in a couple of weeks' time. So it's going to be all-out MotoGP 22 until MotoGP 23 arrives, but I have had to reduce the championship down instead of the full amount, so some of your favourite tracks may be missing, but majority of the favourites will be included within this season. So such greats as Mugello, which will be up next, we've got Brno, Donington Park, Laguna Seca, a lot of classics all yet to come. So what I would advise of you to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see how we get on for the rest of the season. But for now, we're in a lonely second place. Casey Stoner and the Ducatis still, 5-6 tenths of a second ahead of us. We've got a lot of work to do to chase down the Aussie. Just behind us is Valentino Rossi, about 3.5 tenths behind us. He's actually using the Estoril livery for this season, as we now go firm on the anchors for the first turn. Now, this is a very interesting championship for me, because this is the first championship I'm doing in MotoGP 22 with a controller that is not my beloved DualShock 4. I am actually using the DualSense controller now on PC, and it's difficult to get used to. This video was recorded well before I did the TT Isle of Man 3 videos, so I have since gotten used to this controller and I feel really good with it, but here, not so strong. I'm struggling with the latter stages of the acceleration. There's a point on the DualSense controller where 50% of the acceleration isn't there due to the way the right trigger is adapted to PC. So I'm fighting through that for the moment. Still feel good with it, with the steering and the movement of the bike. It's just getting on the power is where I'm losing a lot of time. I still feel good on the brakes, and as you can see with the riding, we're not too far behind. We are up against it. That is part of the challenge with power setting 1, but an additional challenge for myself is, I guess, this second controller that I've now started using as a full daily driver now. As a matter of fact, I'm always using the DualSense controller, and I feel like I'm getting used to it more and more. But concluding the second lap, we've got a couple more corners to go. Victory corner to tackle very soon as well after turn 10, and Casey Stoner has eked out a second advantage as we go firm on the anchors for the 90-degree corner. Back under the bridge we'll go. Shout out to the days where the camera used to fuzz and go fizzy when you used to go into the under the bridge section. And now coming out of the victory corner, Casey Stoner, weird line from the Ducati man. Going for a very odd line. Was he trying to get a better look of his pit board there? Not entirely sure what was going on with the number 27, the 2007 MotoGP World Champion. We now bring on the power, not close enough to gain some slipstream, but Valentino Rossi has slipped off the podium positions. He's down to 4th, with Pedrosa just recapturing 3rd position. Never mind about that. Commentary occurs. Pedrosa and Rossi are down. I think they went down into the corner previously where Pecco Bagnaia went down last season. Not ideal for the 2 riders behind us, but yeah, that's absolutely fine for us. And look at that. That means that Nicky Hayden, the late, great Nicky Hayden, is up into 3rd position. The Kentucky kid on the podium position as it stands to join his teammate Casey Stoner in 1st. Into turn 7, we're losing about a couple of tenths of a second to the previous lap. But of course, only 2 laps completed in this one. There's not really much to gauge as of yet. Wide there into the V corner. Not ideal for the man on board the Kawasaki. Now, regarding the qualifying, you did notice I was in pole position. I was using power setting 3 for that one, and I really felt good. I felt like I had a lot of speed and a lot of talent to make sure we could get that Kawasaki in pole position, and we did just that. But unfortunately, now it's come to the race, not quite as successful. But I mean, we are and we aren't. We're in pole. We had pole position in a qualifying, which we did very well at. But I'm struggling to keep up with Casey Stoner here. A couple of mistakes coming in. We had that mistake in the V corner, then again in the 90-degree corner. Not close enough, but look at Stoner. Sideways he was as we wheelie out the corner there. Stoner again going into the middle of the track. More yellow flags out behind us. You can see in the graphic in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen that someone is well behind. He's only just going into the bridge now, or coming out of the bridge and now into the victory corner. So back onto the straight once again. Lost around 0.4 of a second on that previous lap. Going late on the brakes again for turn 3. Stoner just clipping the apex there. We're getting closer to the Aussie. The man from Melbourne is about to get chased down, or is he? Firm on the brakes we go again for the right-hander here. It's a good corner that. You can either claw in a lot of time or lose time, and this time around, into turn 5, we managed to gain a couple of tenths. Into the right-hand side for the 130R. The Kawasaki looking quite good at this stage of the race. Medium tyres seem to be a good choice for the rest of the riders, but I did opt for a soft front. Felt like I could get the most grip onto those really difficult braking markers, and as you can see, it's paying off. The medium rear is what's required when you're a bit heavy-handed with the DualSense controller, but Casey Stoner ahead of us is no longer a blip in the distance. He's approaching, we're approaching, he's gone wide for the hairpin curve. Has Casey Stoner got tyre problems? I don't recall which tyre he chose, but I do believe one of them was a medium, so it was either medium front or a medium rear for the number 27. Back on the anchors again, look at us slipping the rear out on the Kawasaki. Really pushing now, it's been years. What the hell's going on there? Casey Stoner just completely stopped dead in the track there. But did he have a gear issue? What's going on with the AI in this video? He's wheeling now out of the victory corner. James Tosland's gone down behind us. What is going on in this video right now? We lost a lot of time there, but I was really on it. And now we start the penultimate lap with a chance to get through on the Ducati. Not close enough yet. And a possible victory up for the cards here in just our second race. Of course, we had the first race in Qatar, which I felt extremely solid. And looks like we were about to win, but never mind about that. Up on the inside of Stoner, we take the lead. For the first time in this race, we are up into the first position, as we now have Casey Stoner again pushing back. Look at elbows out there from Melandri, not allowing the Aussie to get through, but Stoner's coming through. He wants to get past the Italian. Where can he make that lunge? But yeah, going back to the Qatar Grand Prix, we did win for the majority of the race, and unfortunately I had a humongous moment, which I had a gigantic save to match it, and unfortunately from there, we couldn't win the race, but we were very competitive in Qatar. Should be a very good, close, competitive championship this season. One I very much look forward to making content on. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. Do not miss some of the content coming out in the future. Now into the right-hand side for the hairpin curve. Now I've got past Stoner, or at least was temporarily past Stoner. Started to just let my finger off the trigger a little bit there. You can't do that against 120% difficulty AI. And it tends to be in MotoGP 22 that AI gets stronger as the race progresses. Yes, we've had some terrible lap, especially on this one. This has been a shocker. Stoner again struggling, trying to keep the bike in a straight line. What is going on with the AI? Into the right here for the victory corner. He tackles it well this time. He again goes to the middle of the circuit and has a wheelie. What is that? What the hell's happening? But never mind about that. We're starting the final lap here in Motegi. The Japanese fans are going to be loving this one. They'd love it even more if the Japanese bike could finish on the top step of the podium, but regardless, it should be a second place at the very, very least. Stoner's got the advantage for now. Into turn 3, only so many more corners to go now. Oh, Hayden's gone down! Nicky Hayden went down behind us, Caparossi went down as well, add Tony Elias to that list, and Gabor Talmashi, the Hungarian, has also gone down as well. Disaster happening behind us, but the interest is here at the front. Lorenzo in third. The number 99 has made his way to the podium, which I don't think I've seen, as now Randy Depunier has gone down. That's a name from the past, isn't it? Shout out to the Frenchman, Randy Depunier. Remember seeing his name a lot on board the LCR Honda, of course, back in the day, it was what, 10, 15 years ago? Maybe a bit less than that as well, before Cal Crutchlow became the face of LCR for a while. But anyway, back to the action. We aren't close enough to make a lunge on Stoner yet. Deep into the hairpin curve, going to try and get that tight line upon the exit, but I just can't get the acceleration on. We're going to have to hope that Stoner makes that silly mistake under the bridge again, but we're basically just hoping and praying at this point. I'm going as late as I can on the anchors for 90 degrees corner. Turn 11's been tackled. Stoner has slowed down. Does this give us an opportunity? Where can I go for the lunge? I just can't get through. I'm desperate, but it's just not happening. Oh, we almost lost it. Oh, we almost lost the rear, but we're still on board. Stoner may take the victory, but we win with yet again another save on board the Kawasaki. My goodness. Well, that's a second race done and dusted at this championship out of 11 rounds, and what a race it was. 2 fantastic races already in the early days of this championship. So Stoner wins with Melandri in second, and Jorge Lorenzo starts his championship challenge off quite well with another podium here. Lorenzo in third place. Well, it's near enough a perfect start for Casey Stoner, 45 points out of a possible 50. Stoner leads the championship by just 4 points ahead of Jorge Lorenzo, and us in third place with Marco Melandri just 14 points behind. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments section down below. If you really enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing. It does help out the channel a lot, and subscribing would also make sure that you don't miss any of DrAce content. Thanks for watching, guys. Consider joining the pit crew if you fancy it, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.